Universe previews are finally here. After 5 years of anticipation, guests are finally stepping foot into Epic Universe for the first time. Hello everybody, welcome. We have a huge update to talk about today. Everything from team member previews to annual pass holder previews. We've got all the details. It is hard to believe that 5 years have now passed since we first heard about Epic Universe, and we are only a few short months away from opening day, May 22nd, 2025. I cannot believe that previews are finally here. We've been talking about it for a while, that even though opening day is May 22nd, we are going to be getting previews even earlier. So if you're a team member, friends and family of a team member, media personality, or an annual pass holder, we are getting sneak previews into Epic Universe before opening day. I am so pumped. It is finally here. Anyone who's been following our channel knows that for the very first time, we recently got to step foot on Epic Universe property during the Stella Nova grand opening. We got a sneak preview of the property, got to see a lot of different things that are happening in the parks, and it was just absolutely spectacular to be able to finally step foot on the property of Epic Universe for the very first time. While we were there, we were able to see a lot of the things that were happening at Epic Universe, and it got me so excited, and I've got lots of details for you, lots of construction updates we're going to talk about in this video. But if you haven't seen that Stella Nova opening day video, I will link to it below. I've got a few different Stella Nova videos. I'll put them all right down there in the description. You're going to see it because there's all sorts of really cool information about the hotels, about the property, about the walking paths, being able to get into Epic Universe. You're going to want to check that out because there's a lot of cool stuff. But here we are only a couple of weeks later, and we now have new information about when everybody is going to finally be able to step foot on Epic Universe property in the actual park itself. And this is really exciting. I've been waiting so long, just like I know all of you have, to be able to visit this awesome park. So let's get into it. If you've been watching any of our construction update videos, we do construction update videos periodically. We go over to Epic Universe site, we walk around the property, and we're on the ground. I like getting that like on the ground footage. There's lots of aerial footage out there that you can see. Bio Reconstruct does a lot of great stuff. We will have some of their shots in this video a little bit later. But I love just getting like the on the ground feeling of the park and being at that sort of ground level and seeing the progress and seeing all the things. So we go out to the site periodically and do construction update videos. If you've seen any of those, you know that they are making huge progress every single week. Week after week after week, there is just massive progress happening. Last time we were out there, we got some great footage of the bus depot, sort of that transportation hub there at Epic Universe that essentially is the front area of Epic Universe. The way that the park is laid out, there is the Kronos Central Gate that allows you into Epic Universe. That's the primary entrance. There's obviously also the entrance in the back of the park for Helios Grand guests, but that main central entrance there where the Kronos Gate is, right in front of that Kronos Gate is the bus depot where all of the electric buses will be dropping guests off and picking guests up and taking them to different locations throughout Universal property. And they have made so much good progress there. You can see those green awnings that are there. It's almost complete, and it's going to be really interesting to see where they put the walkways. So we're still waiting for the crosswalk symbols, sort of those painted hashes on the ground on the streets, to see where the walking path will take you, whether it's going to take you to the left side of the bus depot or around to the right side of the bus depot if you're walking to Epic Universe from like a Stella Nova. But I was really excited to see the bus depot, and it is very close to the entrance of the park to where it is physically located. It's literally right in front of the park. Like, this is not they let you off at the bus and then you still got to walk a half a mile to get into the park. It literally lets you off right in front. And then the parking lot area is another area that we were able to get to see. We were able to see sort of the entry gates those entrance gates that you're going to drive through, you're going to scan your annual pass or your ticket, or you're going to pay for parking. Those gates are almost complete as well. Those are going to let you into the giant parking lot. That parking lot is in the back right sort of corner. So if you're looking at the Kronos gate, you've got the buses right in front of it, and then around to the right of that Kronos gate is going to be where that giant parking lot is. And it's not too far of a walk either. Now, if you're in the back of that parking lot, it's a pretty decent walk to get to the front. But overall, I feel like the amount of walking that you're going to have to do to get from the parking lot into the Kronos gate is really not that bad. Now, I've talked about this in other videos. There are plans to change that parking lot into a parking structure, a garage at some point. I believe that this will start to happen when they start building the fourth theme park, or fifth if you include Volcano Bay. When they start building that fourth theme park there alongside of Epic Universe, and they start building that City Walk 2.0 that's going to sort of bridge the two, they're going to do basically what they did at Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure. Build Universal Studios. At some point later, they started building Islands of Adventure. They redid they created this Universal City Walk space that bridges the two, and then that's when they up-leveled from the parking lot, the surface parking, to the parking garage. They're sort of following the same pattern here at Epic Universe. Epic Universe, then they'll start working on the new theme park, start building up a city walk between the two, and then convert surface lot parking into garage parking. That's basically the plan. But it's just really great to see those parking structures come into play, because that parking sort of entryway there needs to be complete, obviously, in order to start allowing guests to come in and park. So the roadways being complete is very important. And I'm happy to say, last time we were out there, most of the roadways are finally done. All the entrances into Epic Universe are complete. The intersections are done, with the exception of two places. The first is Universal Boulevard. That's the entrance right outside of Stella Nova and Terra Luna. Those are still not complete yet. They're basically working on that. And then the other one is the Kirkman Road extension, and that sort of like traffic loop. That is still underway. But the main roadways throughout the Epic Universe property are all complete, and the intersections that lead out of Epic Universe are also done. In fact, we know that the electric buses that are running in Epic Universe are now already taking people between Stella Nova and to Universal City Walk, back and forth, and we were able to actually ride on one of those buses, went from Stella Nova through Epic Universe's property all the way over to City Walk, and it took only about 11 to 12 minutes to get there. And that's without the traffic circle at Kirkman Road even being finished yet, which is going to decrease the amount of time that the buses take to get there. So that 11 to 12 minute ride is the longest it's probably going to get. Now with that, obviously we need signage. So there is a lot of signage popping up. Most of the signage is pretty much complete on those roadways and entrances. We do have the Universal official signage out front, those sort of like digital displays at the intersections. Those are built and those are complete now, and they're even starting to put landscaping around them. We also have signage throughout the roadways that are telling you where Stella Nova is, where Helios Grand is, where the entrances to Epic Universe are. All those signages are now up as well. And one of the coolest things that we were able to see is the Kronos Gate. Being able to see the Kronos Gate at nighttime and during the daytime, you can see it's got all the moving parts. It's spinning, it's rotating, it's moving. You've got like the medallions like Super Nintendo World there with Mario. Those are all in motion, and then at nighttime it completely lights up and it's absolutely beautiful. It looks great. It just looks spectacular. It's going to be a really cool sight. In addition to that, we're also able to see the lights that are coming from the individual portals. So each one of the portals, Dark Universe, Super Nintendo World, etc., they all have a beam of light that shoots out of the top of the portal. And so when you're at the park, anywhere in the park, if you look up at nighttime or even outside of the park, you can see these 4 beams of light shooting up with different colors depending on the land. And you can see where each one of the portals is, and it just looks so cool. I love that. Again, these are the levels of details that are complete and are already showing. A couple of other things before we get to the previews. We're really excited. We see Terra Luna. The Terra Luna Resort is almost complete. When we were there at Stella Nova, we could see Terra Luna progress. We could see where it's being, even the walking path that is sort of being built over there, which I talk a lot about the walking paths in some of my other Stella Nova videos. If you want to understand how the Terra Luna walking path is going to work, or if there will even be a walking path for Terra Luna versus the Stella Nova one, which we know for a fact will exist. If you want to know more about that, check out those videos. but it certainly is possible to walk from Terra Luna over to Stella Nova and then from Stella Nova over to the park of Epic Universe. It's just not currently listed as a perk on their website, and there's reasons for that. But again, if you want to know more, check out those videos. We were also able to see Frankenstein's Manor. There's this sort of lightning light effect on the top of Frankenstein's Manor. It just looked really cool. You could see it constantly like flashing and buzzing and crackling with energy. I cannot wait to see that up close, like right in the land. It's just going to be a really cool, like iconic shot. I'm really pumped about it. It looks awesome. And of course, Burning Blade Tavern, that windmill there just lighting on fire. It looks absolutely awesome. I cannot wait to see that. Again, that is going to be so many great photo opportunities. That's going to be the new Gringotts, you know, dragon, fire-breathing dragon shot where people are constantly standing there with all their video cameras out trying to get that shot. I'm really excited to see that up close and personal as well, but it looks absolutely awesome. And just to let you know how far construction has really progressed, there are trash cans on the streets. Trash cans. Like, that's the level of we're no longer at the point of like, we need a sidewalk here, or we need, you know, to build this attraction, and we need to add cars, and we need to ride test, and we need to paint the buildings. We're at the trash can phase. Like, trash cans are showing up in the parks. That's how far along the progress. These are the last few details that you start adding to the park. Trash cans. We're also seeing landscaping going in right now. Landscaping is always pretty much the last thing that goes in, and we're seeing lots of landscaping patterns going in, bushes, trees, flower beds, all the things you can expect, topiaries. I mean, all this stuff is going in right now. And again, that is the final stage. We are almost at the finish line. We know that all the rides have been in testing for months, so this isn't just like dummy testing, this is people testing. We're constantly getting to see people on all of the rides, the exterior rides, the interior rides. People have been testing these for a long time. We have new signage that's now up all throughout the land. This is permanent signage, and temporary signage is starting to go up as well, that is sort of instructing people as they're going to these preview events what they're going to be able to do, what they're not going to be able to do, things like probably video recording or posting pictures or things like that. There are lots of temporary signage going up to sort of give people instructions as they're at these preview events. Now, here we go. This is the big one. We have a major milestone that just occurred in the last couple of days. This is massive. For the very first time since construction on Epic Universe began, we now have visual confirmation of team members walking around Epic Universe without hard hats on. This marks a massive shift in the operations of Epic Universe and what's happening there. This is where we will finally see Universal team members. They're going to be working at the park on the attractions, on the restaurants, all the different things at the park, start to take over the operations of the park, start training and practicing and being ready to welcome guests for previews and for opening day. Universal themselves has now officially announced that the Starbucks located in Celestial Park is now open for business. Team members and construction workers, they can now go over there and get Starbucks anytime they want during the day. So that is officially moving. We also got a really cool picture that was taken that shows a minstrel of some kind, a instrumentalist, walking around Epic Universe in Dark Universe area playing an instrument. This is most likely one of the traveling musicians that Universal themselves has officially announced as part of the Dark Universe land, that there will be these traveling musicians that are roaming the parks and in some of the restaurants that will be playing. We did an update not too long ago about some trademarks and things that are possibly going to be used for that as far as the naming goes, but this is really cool to see an individual with no hard hat on walking around the park and playing an instrument. This is practicing their role for the previews. I mean, this is really exciting stuff. So at this point, we've heard that Universal is now handing over Epic Universe to park operations starting next week. This means that the construction that's happening at Epic Universe, the majority of that is going to start to now transition to overnight operations, meaning that you're not going to see as much construction happening during the daytime, and construction personnel will be limited during the daytime hours, that most of the remaining construction that is to be done on Epic Universe is going to happen at night. because during the daytime hours, that's going to be reserved for park operations, for team members, for people practicing, training, getting ready for the park. That's the things that you're going to be seeing during the daytime, as well as now we're going to start welcoming guests into that circle. This is a massive step. Like, this cannot be undersold. This is the step that was needed to start welcoming guests into Epic Universe. So this is it. What this means, the team member previews are expected to start within the next week to 2 weeks. We're going to start welcoming people in. Now, expectation is that it's going to be the higher level areas of management, the higher level leadership of Universal are going to start to be able to visit this park through previews and then likely work their way out in concentric circles of the other areas of the organization in different levels. As well, we're expecting that they will start opening individual lands to start. So they may open, say, Dark Universe and do a preview for Dark Universe, and then maybe do Super Nintendo World and do a preview for that, etc., etc. And then once all that is sort of goes off without a hitch and they're feeling really good about that, then they will open up the entire park simultaneously for previews. Now, with team member previews starting in the next week or so, and likely expanding into the early weeks of March as they continue to sort of push this thing out and grow it and test all these things, we are expecting annual pass holder previews and media previews to begin in late March, early April timeframe. That's going to be sort of that window where we believe annual pass holder previews are going to be. Late March into early April, getting ready for that May launch. And I don't know about you, but I couldn't be more excited. I hope all of you watching have an annual pass and you're planning on going to the previews. I could not be more excited about it. We still don't have details on how the previews are going to work. Whether they are going to be ticketed events. There will definitely be a reservation system. You're going to have to get in there early and grab a reservation. I don't know how much it is going to cost. I don't know what the limits will be. You may only be limited to one particular preview. We're still waiting on those details, but expect annual pass holder previews. They're going to be happening in the next month to month and a half is where we're going to be starting to see that. As predicted, we've been saying for quite a while now that we are expecting to get more information and start seeing a lot of movement on this space. That includes single day tickets, VIP passes, annual pass holder previews, and express passes. We've been expecting to get information and updates on those immediately during or following the Super Bowl. And right now, based on everything we're seeing, we are on track for that still. So right after the Super Bowl is where we're really expecting to start seeing more information released about opening and previews and all the things we've been waiting for. So you're gonna wanna stay glued to this channel because as soon as that information comes out, I will be putting it in my videos and showcasing it. I'm telling you, it's coming. Super Bowl is this weekend. I'm excited for it, but right after that, we're gonna start seeing things released one after the other. And more information, more information. It's happening. We're on track for that. So really quickly, if you want single day tickets and you're like, what about single day tickets? Single day tickets, they will be available. We will be getting single day tickets. They will be released before opening day. So if you're one of those people, you're over in Europe somewhere, or you're even in the United States and you've been waiting, you haven't purchased your multi-day tickets because you've been waiting with bated breath for those single day tickets and wondering, are they gonna offer them? They are going to offer them. They just haven't released them yet. And it makes sense because they want as many people as possible to purchase the multi-day tickets to go to Universal and Islands of Adventure and Epic all in the same vacation. They want to give people the opportunity to do that. That spreads out the people into the other parks, and not everyone is trying to just, go to one park. The problem though is there are a lot of people who have annual passes or already have tickets for Universal Islands of Adventure. They don't need to buy a package, and so they've been waiting for these single day tickets. And a lot of people may travel from, for example, the UK. They may come over for a 2 or 3 week trip. They want to go to Epic Universe for more than one day, right? They want to go to it for a few days, so they want single day tickets so they can add more Epic Universe days to their stay. They may have already purchased a package, a 3 or 4 day package, but they also want to do Epic more. So they're waiting for those single day tickets. They're coming. I promise you, just wait a little bit longer. They're gonna be coming out and you can buy them all up. A note on express passes, those will absolutely be available prior to opening day. Now, you will not be able to use your express passes on opening day. We don't know when express passes will formally take effect on Epic Universe, but we know they will be selling them prior to opening day. Now, those sales may be for a point in the future. So if you were going to buy an express pass, the earliest you might be able to use that express pass may be July. Don't know. But you'll be able to buy it before opening day. We know this, it's confirmed. We're even seeing express pass signage in the queues, and there are express pass lanes for the big attraction, like Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein Experiment. There are 2 lanes there. There's an express lane and there is the standby lane, and the signage is already up for that. So that is formally in place. And as soon as express passes are available, you'll be able to buy them and use them. VIP passes are also coming, still waiting on information for that. And the last thing is early entry. I did an entire video on early entry just a few days ago. You're gonna wanna check it out. I'll put it in the link below. If you wanna understand how early entry works and the big changes that they made to early entry, watch that video. There's lots of details in it. There have been changes since they formally first announced it to now how it is gonna work on opening day. You don't wanna miss that. You don't wanna mess that up. Don't be going and expecting early entry on opening day. You wanna watch that video. You don't wanna miss it if you really wanna understand how that's gonna work. So that's everything I've got. Big updates. I couldn't be more excited. I mean, literally knowing the previews are starting in a week, it's insane to me. Like, we're finally here. That means that annual pass holder previews for people like me are going to be even sooner. I cannot wait to step foot in this park. Let me know what you think. Are you pumped? Are you jazzed? Do you have any other additional information that I didn't cover? Love to hear from you down in the comments. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. I can't say that enough. Thanks so much for watching, and until I see you next time, the noble way is the easy way. Bye-bye, everybody.